Today, I'm going to show you how to work from home with a six-figure career or business you can be proud of. I'm Brian McCumber with Tech Money Talks. It's the #1 podcast to show you how to make money working from home with technology. Now, today, I have a quote for you. Who you are is what you settle for, you know? It's a quote by Janis Joplin, and it resonates with the topic of today. A couple of days ago, I was on Hedge, and Hedge is a site that has articles for financial news. And actually, if you're catching me live right now, I'm going to share my screen. So for those of you that are catching me on YouTube, you can go to youtube.com/techmoneytalks and catch the visuals. But this is also meant for the podcast. So this is the Hedge site. It's zerohedge.com. And if you go there, you'll see a lot of articles talking about financial news, stuff that most mainstream media doesn't talk about. I'd say it's definitely worth catching a read to know what's really happening in the markets and in the news. And there's an article that stood out to me. It said, Reddit's anti-work forum booms. Millions of Americans refuse traditional employment. And it goes on to talk about unprecedented times, economic, and how people are basically not looking to go to work physically anymore, and they're looking for other options. That's this whole movement that's going on. People are looking to work from home, and rightfully so. I mean, the pandemic's going on. Who wants to go into some crappy job that you have to physically go through when there's actually opportunities that you can work from home and you can earn money from home? So I'm here to talk more about that. But with that, it actually led me to the article, and let me pull this up here. There was a Reddit article, and this happened just yesterday, one day ago. The title read, it said, "My manager came into my other job looking for me." Now, this was a young woman who actually was juggling 2 jobs. She took the article down. You could see that it went viral, over 5,658 within 24 hours, upvoting, and over 483 comments. But basically, she was describing how she was juggling 2 jobs. And while she was working, the jobs was, one was a hostess, the other was as a cook. I did capture the original post, and it read like this. For reference, I'm 19 years old. I didn't want to go to school during the pandemic. It seems to be getting worse day by day. So I got 2 jobs. One as a hostess, the other as a cook on the prep line. And in the hostess job, I get paid $60 a night for 4 hours of work, 5 days a week. And the Saturday nights are the worst nights because she has entitled people that get in her face arguing because they have to wait 30 minutes. And she describes how she enjoys the cooking job much better. But then she writes about, to my surprise, I was working there one day. My manager walks in and says, "You work here?" And she says, "Yes, how can I help you?" And then he looks at her other boss and says, "I'm just making sure you're not paying her too much, or we're going to have to start paying her more too." And then she said that he was dead serious about it, and she was mortified, and then went on to talk further about how this was a problem, and started to talk about how her manager kept approaching her second job to chase her down for work. So as you can see, this led into a big discussion on Reddit, and a lot of people were dropping comments on there. This was just one of many articles that are there, but the point is, just imagine, would you settle for something like this? She's young, not knowing any better, picked 2 crappy jobs, working for 2 terrible managers, and earning $15 an hour, basically. Now, if you've been following me with Tech Money Talks, you know that in the space of dropshipping, you can earn money. And when I talk about Facebook Marketplace, you can earn up to $100 a day, and it's pretty much free money at that point. And if you're doing Shopify dropshipping, you can earn $1,000 days. And if you go to the advanced level, when I talk about using ClickFunnels, you can actually earn over $3,000 days doing dropshipping. Now, that's just on the business side. When we talk about the career side, there are opportunities there as well. And I've talked about it in the past, but I'm going to talk about it more going forward this year. So there are work from home careers that you can use. So you don't have to just settle for a crappy job. You can actually do a work from home career, something that you can be happy about. Because there's a difference between a career and a job. And it reminds me of that comedy clip that Chris Rock said, the difference between a job and career.
Time just flies, like, God damn, whoa, it's 5:35. Damn, I gotta come in early tomorrow and work on my project. Because there ain't enough time when you got a career. When you got a job, there's too much time. That's right, you look at your watch like, shit, 9:08.
career. It's really funny, but it's actually really true. It goes into a deeper meaning that you don't want to settle for things. Your dream is not for sale. So what you want to do is plan out your future, plan your career, plan your business, and then also plan your investments. And I call it the rings of riches. So for those of you that are catching me live on YouTube, let me share my screen again here, and you're going to get a visual of it. But I call it the rings of riches. So imagine a circle with the career ring. So there's a career ring where you can actually pursue a work from home career, 6-figure income, and actually have a successful career and be happy with that. There's also the business track where you can actually do online business and you can actually make a 6-figure income there. And then there's the investing ring where you can actually earn a 6-figure income there doing trading. We're going to talk about each of them. So hopefully your situation is not as bad as hers, but the reality is that you can always level up your game. Now, today I'm going to show you the 3 ways that you can work from home with a 6-figure career or business you can be proud of. And I call it the rings of riches. So the first is the career ring to riches. The second is the business ring to riches. And the third is the investing rings to riches. And they all work together. You can have one or the other. All of them lead to a good 6-figure income. So you could do 1, 2, or all 3. And many people do. So let's talk about the career ring to riches. Now, did you know that you can earn a 6-figure income with a technology career without having to be a coder? It's true. You don't have to be a smart guru programmer. If you can code, that's great. It helps, but you don't have to. That's the whole point. Now, if you're catching me live on YouTube, I'm going to expand the career ring and you're going to see 2 options here. One that says QA testing, the other one that says DevOps. Now, as a QA tester, I've talked about this in the past. You can actually start QA testing today. You can work from home. It's basically like Uber, except you're testing from home. And for QA testing, you can actually get started. If you know how to use your phone, if you know how to use websites, then you can actually validate that things work. Because if you find a bug, if you find a link that's broken or a button that doesn't work, that's when you report that to the company and then the programmer takes care of it. Now, the second option is called a DevOps career. And I actually done a YouTube video on that. Let me share my screen on this here. So if you go to youtube.com/techmoneytalks, and I talk about here how you can earn $132,000 entry-level DevOps cloud engineer career. And I did this talk during the polar vortex, and it's a great video, one of the earlier ones that I did as I go get my workout in at the Healthplex. But to become a DevOps engineer, what that means is that you basically are the person that facilitates that the code moves from server to server. And you're using more of a dashboard, and you're clicking buttons, and you're just kind of making sure that, okay, where does the code live? Is it on the development server? Is it ready for testing? Then it's on the testing server. Is it ready to go live? Then you move it to the production server. And then follows that format. So it's like 1, 2, 3, is it on dev? Is it being developed by coders? Is it ready to test? And then the QA testers can test, or is it ready to be live? And when it's live, then it's like, okay, the app is ready to be used, or the website is ready to work, and so on. But the reality is that there's so much demand going on right now. Literally in the news, companies are saying how there's labor shortage, right? You're probably hearing this right now. And it's there for 2 reasons. One is that there was already supply demand. There was not enough supply of technical resources for the fast growth of technology. So there's already huge demand for technology skills. Now, the other reason is what I just talked about before, where with the pandemic going on, people are getting frustrated. They don't want to put their lives at risk anymore, physically going into a crappy job. Now, a technology career is not a crappy job, but you have the option to be able to work from home. And it's common. Before the pandemic, many people would work from home and work remotely because you're working with people from around the world. There's a concept that's called outsourcing, where people are working from India, or they're working from Philippines, or they're working from Argentina, and you're working remotely. So you're using Zoom or you're using Microsoft Teams, and you're doing these connections remotely. So to sum it all, I'm actually going to be talking about the career ring to riches and actually helping people land a work from home career, because there's a process to go through. There's a fast track to go through, which is what I know, as far as how to get paid while you develop the skills, how to build up your experience and your resume, how to ace that interview, get your foot in the door, and then know how to market yourself so that you can get that 6-figure career that you deserve. So I'm going to be able to help you with all of that. And I actually put together a Facebook group related to that. I call it the QA Tester Work From Home Challenge, and it's a Facebook group that you can connect there. Now let's talk about the second ring to riches here. So there's two options that I'm laying out here for you. There's actually many more, but I'm going to talk about two just because of the length of the podcast episode. But I'm going to talk about a lot more throughout this year within Tech Money Talks. It's the business ring to riches. And I've been talking about over the past year and a half the topic of drop shipping. And drop shipping is a great way to make good money. It's e-commerce. You don't have to buy inventory up front, and you can start selling today. Now, there's three core areas: Facebook Marketplace, Shopify, and ClickFunnels. Each of them have their own levels. I call them three different levels: tier 1, 2, and 3. Tier 1 is for the beginner. Facebook Marketplace, you can start drop shipping. Listen to my previous episodes and videos on YouTube. I talk about it. A good goal for Facebook Marketplace drop shipping is earning $100 days. Now, if you're ready to up your game, then you want to go to Shopify drop shipping, and that's where you can earn $1,000 days, and it's definitely doable. Now, the next option is ClickFunnels, and this is where you start to build the back end and increase your average order value. I'm going to be talking about that more often. It's an advanced technique. I call it level 3, and I haven't talked about that too much in the past, but I'm going to be talking about that more and helping people get started with ClickFunnels for e-commerce drop shipping. Now, the other option that's available is information products. So this is where you can sell digital products. And now the third ring to riches is the investing track here. And I'm going to expand the option here. Now, you could do day trading of cryptocurrencies. There's two options here that you can actually use. And if you're watching, I'm going to share my screen. There's two core theories for day trading and cryptocurrency. One is called the 2% theory. I'd say do a Google search on it because I don't have enough time to talk about it in this episode, but I'm going to share more about it later in the year. The 2% theory basically leverages the law of compounding. So if you take $1,000 on day one and you basically make trades to make money on the volatility of cryptocurrency. As you know, if you've been watching Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's been going up, down, and different places in ranges of like 10%, 5%. Well, your goal is just to capture 2%. So if you capture 2% per day, if you identify, okay, is a trend going up? Is a trend going down? And if it's going up, then you're going to capture that 2% up. If it's going down, you're going to capture that 2% going down. Now, what that allows you to do is that if you start to compound over the number of days, by the end of the year, you turn that $1,000 into $1 million. And that's if you have consistency and you're reinvesting the profits over and over again. It's a great concept, great theory, 2%. Now, the plan, which is by Dan Hollings, he actually shows you how to make in a similar fashion, but you use automated bots and it's similar to high frequency trading. You use bots to actually conduct trades for you, and you capture things. He calls it on the wiggle. So if it's wiggling up, if it's wiggling down, you're making money on those trades. It's small trades, but you conduct those trades by the thousands, and that's where you're making money, and you can make some good money there as well. So day trading cryptocurrency is definitely a part of the investing track Tech Money Talks. We're going to talk more about it later in the year. The other thing is the NFTs. So NFTs is a new thing that's out. There's a lot of people. It's a part of the Web 3.0 that's being created right now. A lot of people are getting excited about it. The same investors and VCs that invested back in the day for like Facebook and Web 2.0 when things became socially connected, now they're all talking Web 3.0 and NFTs and crypto. So it's a big wave. The same people are investing in this. They're going all in, and it's going to shape and it's going to change the way e-commerce is done today. So you want to get in and be a part of it. You want to be careful and not try to follow the people that are trying to flip NFTs. People are trying to buy an NFT on the initial launch and then sell it when it jumps high. And some people are getting caught on that and they're losing money. What you want to do is see how you can be a producer of NFTs. There's actually a site that's called OpenSea, and you can start building and selling your NFTs in there right away. So to wrap up this episode, I showed you 6 different ways that you can make money working from home with the potential to earn a 6-figure income. And it's something that you could be proud of. And if you listen this far, then you are a step ahead because you took the first step, which is awareness, because there's far too many people that don't know about these opportunities, just like the young lady on Reddit. Now, it's been the reason why I do this podcast, and it reminds me of the quote that I reflect on every day. If you truly believe what you have is useful and valuable to your clients, then you have a moral obligation to try to serve them in every way possible. That's a quote by Jay Abraham, and I follow that because I know that I've been blessed and benefiting from technology and the opportunities, and I know that I have a moral obligation to share these opportunities with you. I've helped hundreds of businesses and thousands of students, and I'm here to help you. So hopefully you learned something new today. And if you did, please be sure to subscribe and continue to listen to the podcast. If you're doing those two things, then you're in the top 2% that's building a brighter future. And now that you're aware, the next step for you to do is to take a deep dive into learning more and then to take action. All right, I'll talk to you in the next episode.